You know, you guys, out of all teams going into the 2022 NFL season, one of the teams that I am most anticipated to see what they're going to be able to do is none other than the Baltimore Ravens. Because while finishing their 2021 campaign with an 8-9 overall record, and a good chunk of this season definitely being affected by the amount of injuries they saw, it was still clear as day to anyone that watched this team that some improvements were needed heading into the following year. And with some big free agent acquisitions and guys like Marcus Williams, Michael Pierce, and even Morgan Moses, it seemed like Baltimore was on the right track heading out of the gate. But as the regular season has inched closer and closer over the last few weeks, it seems the overlying question of the Ravens offseason has also only gained more and more steam alongside this, and that of course is what in the world are the Ravens going to do in regards to Lamar Jackson's contract extension. Because in case any of you guys have missed the entire ordeal regarding this as it's been heating up over the last couple of days and weeks, what just happened recently might have been the tipping point for better or for worse in this entire situation, so let's get into it. One sec though guys, if you haven't yet, don't forget to like the video if you do enjoy, subscribe, and turn on those notifications to never miss another NFL video. Love you guys. We're coming out with brand new NFL content every single week, so trust me when I say it, you do not want to miss out. But anyway, to get back on topic with Lamar Jackson, I'm sure most of you have also seen some of the ridiculous and groundbreaking contracts that quarterbacks across the league are getting this offseason. Because whether it be Derek Carr, Matt Stafford, Kyler Murray, Aaron Rodgers, or Russell Wilson, these quarterbacks are inking contracts for money the league has never seen before. And while all of these contracts are obviously ridiculous in their own right, there seems to be one in particular that's standing out to Lamar Jackson, that he is at least seeming to use it as a reference in order to obtain a deal of this caliber for himself. Because as I'm sure everyone knows, in the most ridiculous contract in NFL history for so many different reasons, Deshaun Watson inked a 5-year, $230 million, fully guaranteed deal with the Cleveland Browns earlier this offseason. And while earlier in the year at Ravens minicamp, when Lamar Jackson was asked if a deal like Deshaun Watson's would drive him at all to get a deal similar to that, he stated, quote, "I don't worry about what those guys get, I am a man of my own." And I think we can all fully believe Lamar when he says this, as it's widely known at this point that he represents himself as his own agent in all of these negotiation talks. But just because he's stating he won't demand a fully guaranteed deal only because Deshaun Watson got one, obviously doesn't mean that he's not pursuing a fully guaranteed deal, and at this rate, all signs are pointing to the fact that that is one of, if not the only reason an agreement hasn't been made. And while props definitely need to be given to Lamar Jackson in the sense that he has stated he will not participate in any holdouts whatsoever regarding these contract disputes, he still went on to make it crystal clear to the Ravens front office that if a deal isn't met between the two before week 1 of the NFL season, that all contract negotiation talks are just going to be pushed to the end of the 2022 season when free agency is right around the corner. Now obviously this could just be a huge bluff call from Lamar Jackson, as conversations between the two sides could just continually go on under the radar as the regular season progresses. If this is true and not crazy enough already, Lamar Jackson is doing a great job of stirring the pot himself on social media. Because in case you guys haven't seen this as well over the last week or so, he's been very active on Twitter to say the very least. Because with his activity ranging from telling a fan straight up that he was not given a contract offer from the Ravens that had been reportedly leaked, to him essentially telling a different fan why in the world would I not want to shoot for a fully guaranteed deal here, and also him liking a tweet of himself in a Dolphins uniform. Now, with all three of the situations that were just laid out, are there some red flags that get raised here? Absolutely. But is it also being blown out of proportion? Absolutely. Because when thinking of all of this, it definitely isn't the first time we've seen an NFL player kind of stir things up on social media when they're in a contract dispute. But with all of this, it also gives us a much better look at how different what Lamar Jackson is currently going through is compared to almost every other NFL player. Because for Lamar Jackson in this situation, there is absolutely nobody else doing the talking or negotiating for him. It is just him, a former NFL MVP going on 25 years old with some very solid overall numbers through the course of his career thus far, explaining to the Ravens front office why he deserves this much money, only to be told right back to his face from his own team, yeah, we're not sure if you're worth that much. And I know this is not straight up what the Ravens front office is obviously saying to Lamar, because they also have to consider things like keeping their salary cap stable, making players earn all the money on their contracts, etc. But as of now, it seems like there has been little to no traction made regarding an actual extension, as Lamar Jackson has continued to keep his ground, and he probably will for the foreseeable future. But if the world right now had to buckle down and choose yes or no on whether Lamar Jackson will end up receiving the offer he is proposing from the Baltimore Ravens, truth be told, with my 2 cents on the entire situation, I just don't see a world where he doesn't get this offer. Because as I'm sure some of you have also seen the rumored speculation about what Lamar's true potential in the league could be after the quote-unquote drop-off numbers over the last 2 seasons, while obviously they pale in comparison to the ridiculous MVP numbers he put up when he was just 22 years old, there's just not enough evidence, in my opinion at least, to say that Lamar isn't capable of doing again what he did in 2019. And then when you try to consider the possibilities of what he'll be able to do this year, while I am very interested myself in terms of who's going to step up, I will also say this isn't necessarily the best offensive unit Lamar Jackson's had in his time with the Ravens. Because in terms of his weapons, while I'm excited to see what Rashod Bateman will do at the wide receiver 1, along with Devin Duvernay getting the jump up in this system as well, their wide receiver room definitely took a hit compared to last year with trading away Marquise Brown on draft night. And then in terms of their run game, when this unit's fully healthy, I am confident that they will hold their own, but that is going to remain a big question as it has for the last couple of years. All in all though, the point trying to be made is that if Lamar Jackson doesn't end up putting up godlike numbers over the course of this season, while he definitely will need to show himself up compared to last year, I just don't want to see overreactions flying around midway through the season because of this. But do I think Lamar Jackson's in the right for wanting this kind of money? Do I think the Ravens are in the right for holding out on this situation? Truth be told, I really don't know what side to lean in this. While I am definitely all for players getting the money they feel like they deserve, thinking of it from a business perspective with the Ravens as well, you can definitely see why there's some hesitation to give any player of any caliber that kind of money. I don't know though, you guys. As with everything that we discuss, time will only tell, so I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But with everything that we've discussed, you guys know that I am extremely curious to hear what you all have to think about this situation. So please let me know in the comments, do you think Lamar Jackson is worth the amount of money that he is reportedly demanding? And also, do you think Lamar Jackson's going to end up getting what he is requesting, or which side do you think is going to budge first in all of this? But again, you guys, if you haven't yet, don't forget to go down below and leave a like on the video if you did enjoy, and of course, subscribe while you're down there. As I mentioned, with the season finally here, we're going to be coming out with brand new NFL videos every single week as the season goes on, so just trust me, you do not want to miss out. But also, I just wanted to say thank you so much to each and every one of you out there for watching. I appreciate you all more than anything, you all know this, and I will see you guys in the next video.